Well, this is new. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing the 10,000 mile review of the Ram Rebel. It was supposed to come out actually a month ago, so it's a bit over that. But I'll be talking about the good, the bad, and the downright painful. Now the reason why I'm kind of late with this review is because, as you can see, I've been busy here with Casper setting up this place. Here's a meeting room downstairs for clients that will be coming in the future, hopefully. Welcome, clients. And upstairs, the fridge, got the exhaust and the Ram over there. And upstairs, we finally set up the workplace. So I can do all my media stuff over there. Mountain Dew, shout out. This is Casper's desk, that's mine. Do all the editing, and I can do it all here instead of going back home and, you know, not spending time with my daughter and all that, working on this stuff. We're here, I can just get it done at work and be done with it. So yeah, this is the view of the place. And let me know what you guys think of it. I want to give you some like background information. I've had this truck for around a year now. It's done 21,000 kilometers. I'll put that in miles down below. I've changed it up a couple of things. I've added ADD bumpers front and back with rigid lights, and done the exhaust system, and did a ceramic tint, which we'll talk about in a bit why you would need that. Basically, that's it. I'm getting a lift kit for it. It's on the way, but due to the coronavirus and everything that's happening around the world, it's taking its sweet ass time to get here, as well as I'm getting new wheels. If you have any suggestions for wheels, put them in the comment section down below. You can't really make out the color because the truck is dirty, but it's a truck, it's a work truck, it's my daily driver. So yeah, I'm sorry if it's a bit dirty, but you know, it's supposed to be that way. It's also an off-roader. Use it off-road, take shortcuts on a daily basis. Never had any issues with that. The only thing that happens is sometimes I get a clunk in the front suspension, which Hammer Down Motorsports, shout out to him. He had this issue, and I think he resolved it by putting on a lift kit and also tightening some bolts. So go check out his videos if you're having that same issue. So the truck I have is pretty much fully loaded except for the trailer brake. That's how they came to this region. Didn't have really much of a choice of speccing it out. Had to take what the dealer had because I'd have to wait 6 months to order and then deliver, and then it would be even more expensive than it actually was. I do get the Ram box system, which I'm a fan of, just to put like extra stuff in the side here. I got my jumper cables, some equipment for the truck as well, some rags, you know, just things here and there just that you don't want to keep inside the truck. And there's still a lot of space in it. But the thing with these is you got to remember that they do take a little bit of space. And comparing it with a model without the Ram box, you get a little extra space, but then the wheel arches kind of stick out there. So, you know, it's a kind of give and take thing. The tonneau cover, absolutely useless if you're trying to keep valuable stuff in here and you're parking somewhere and you're worried that somebody can steal it because it's quite flimsy. But actually, I just like how it works and how easy it is to just unhatch these things and yeah, and remove it and so on. And it just kind of, I don't know, I think it looks better with a cover on top of the bed. I don't know, that's my opinion on it. If you're thinking about safety, might as well just skip this option and go for aftermarket. I'm really happy with the stock tires. These Goodyear Duratrack Wranglers are very good off-road. They do get a little road noise, so just bear that in mind. But right now, after a year of owning the truck, I barely hear them. And you get a lot of wind noise. It's a truck, obviously. It's a little bit higher than the other ones, being the Rebel package, as well as having air suspension, which I haven't had any issues with if you wanted to ask about that. Some people are saying that I will have issues with them, but so far it's been perfect. I've really beaten up the truck, especially off-road, so so far so good. I try to just, you know, go ham and cheese on the car when I have warranty, so if anything happens I can get that done with warranty. Now the inside of the truck is absolutely fantastic. From day one I fell in love with the interior quality as well as the comfort and all the settings. I've never been an SUV type of guy, and I know this is a truck, not an SUV, but what I mean by saying that is that I don't like vehicles where you sit higher up. I don't know, they just don't sit well with me. I don't feel comfortable in them. However, this is a completely different story. It's very comfortable and it was very easy to find a perfect seating position that I could get used to, especially for those long road trips that we've done to Dubai, to Kuwait, to Saudi Arabia. I can sit in this thing the whole day and come out just fine. Lots of space here in the back. We usually use this to put things in that we don't want to put right in the back there, just so they don't get dusty. And you know, when I have the kid and the wife with me, You have ample space here. It's actually more comfortable sometimes to sit here in the back than in the front. You can use this as a bench to sleep on road trips. The leather has been holding up great, a lot better than it has been in my Hellcat. So there has been improvement there. So the 12-inch screen, what I like about it, it's big. Everyone who comes inside, they're like, wow, look at that screen. I'm like, wow, it's awesome. They're like, wow, it's like a Tesla. Not really. It's a good conversation piece. You got all your apps here. In the US, you get a lot more apps that we get here in the Middle East, but kind of used to that right now. You can also split it. So if you press the home button there, you can split it. You can put your media up top and then your navigation down here. I rarely ever use this. And I rarely ever use the navigation that comes with this because it's not very accurate. I don't know why. It feels like they are dated maps that are installed in this. So I just connect to my phone and use Android Auto. So all I do is just plug in and it's done. So I just put it in this little holder here. I love this. Every car should have a dedicated spot for your phone. And then you go to Android here, and then you'll have all your information on the top, and Google Maps should load in. There you go. So now you can kind of like use that. You can put in what your destination is over here, as well as you can use some other apps that you have, Spotify and things like that. So you can control it from here without actually having to touch your phone. Let's talk about the bad things. One of them is this whistle noise when I hit over 140 kilometers an hour. That's 90 miles an hour, something like that. I get this whistling noise. And when you're going on a road trip, like long distance, let's say you're driving for 8 hours, 8 hours of whistling gets really annoying real quick. Show you a clip of what I'm talking about so you can understand what we're dealing with. That is the weirdest noise. And I've also heard that people who don't have Rebels also get this problem. So, because at the beginning I thought it was just the hood because it's a little bit different with the Cal hood, but no, there is something that was miscalculated. Although these trucks were not meant to go that speed, because I understand in the US your highest speed limit is like around 70 miles an hour, and that's what this truck is kind of dedicated for. But here when we have 160 kilometers an hour, 100 miles an hour highways, you get to hear it. Back inside the truck looking at the screen once again. So this screen has a tendency to not work. So you'll start your day, you get in the truck, you turn off the engine, it's black, blank, nothing. You can't do anything, you can't press any buttons. You turn off the truck, turn it back on, it's still there. I mean, it's not there because the screen doesn't work. And the only way I've actually fixed it was to let the truck sit, I don't know, reset or something. Like it sit over an hour or two, and then you turn it back on and it's fine. And this morning when I was about to do this review, something else happened with the backup camera. It just didn't want to work. It was a connectivity issue or something. So yeah, I drove off, tried it a couple of times, didn't work. Turned the engine off, turned it back on, and it started working. So some weird things are happening. I don't know if it's because it's not updated yet, or it needs an update, or there is already an update for it. People have been talking about that the AC is not strong enough. Yes, if you get into the truck when it's hot outside and the truck is hot, it takes a while for it to cool down. The only way that I've kind of figured go around that is to remote start it and wait for a couple of minutes before I get into the truck, so it has some time to cool down in the shade, or if it's in the sun, it just has some time to cool down. What I've also done is I've tinted the whole truck in a ceramic tint, which I think it blocks around 60% of the heat. So it does help, especially if you're getting the sunroof or the panoramic roof in this case. This will heat the truck up while you're driving and you can actually feel it. So getting a ceramic tint in a hot country is a must.
The test dummy has arrived.
Yes, and now to the downright painful things about this truck, which Casper will demonstrate. It's happened to him a lot already. You could see his hand.
One there, one there, one there.
And how does that happen?
So this car has a very weird design. So you can see in the back. I'm going to take over your vlog slightly, but look. Has a little plastic stub. So when you open and close it, it doesn't fully go down. It stays visible. But on the front, they have this little metal, aluminium or plastic, I don't know what it is, little nub. So when you close it, it does this. It sinks and submerges in the door completely. And then once you keep driving, well, the car locks automatically. And then this happens. Ah, fuck. And then see, directly, immediately, immediately this happens, and then momentarily there's going to be blood. So this is the stupidest thing on earth. I hate this thing. And this is the result. Mark number 1, mark number 2, mark number 3. My wife can literally not even like come close with the story of where have you been and be like, Osama.
So yeah, this has been my experience with the Ram Rebel so far. I'm actually in love with this truck, even though it has its issues here and there. It's been fantastic so far. That being said, hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps me out on the channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.